Hello, you're watching Shalom World News. I'm Donna Villa coming to you from Chicago, Illinois. Here are the latest headlines from around the world. Cardinal O'Malley of Boston and Archbishop Thomas Wenski of Miami visited the informal Wall of Remembrance memorial for victims of the Champlain Towers South collapse in South Florida. As of July 6th, 32 people have been confirmed dead and 113 remain unaccounted for since the collapse of the building on June 24. The two prelates prayed for the victims and their families and met with some of the relatives of people who are still missing. They were also accompanied by Father Juan Sosa, the vicar of St. Joseph's Church. The Broadcasting Authority of Ireland, or BAI, has upheld 8 complaints regarding a sketch shown by a channel that depicted God in an immoral manner. The BAI announced details of the complaints considered on Wednesday, July 7th. The controversial sketch was shown on the 2020 New Year's Eve countdown on RTE, Ireland's national public service media. One of the complaints said the sketch was extremely offensive and it deliberately targeted people who hold Christian beliefs and had the sketch targeted other faith denominations or high-profile groups, quote, there would have been a stampede to the airwaves to condemn it, end quote. Before the complaints were upheld, the television channel had tendered an apology on January 7, 2021. It was broadcast before the 9 o'clock news on January 9th, and the controversial sketch was removed from the RTE playlist. England's sole evangelical Christian foster agency has been at the Court of Appeal to challenge a High Court ruling that said the agency was showing discrimination by not allowing same-sex couples as foster carers. Cornerstone Adoption and Fostering Services has been engaged in a legal fight with regulatory body Ofsted, the Office for Standards in Education, Children's Services and Skills. In 2019, Ofsted downgraded the agency from, quote, good to, quote, requires improvement. Although the High Court rejected the regulator's claim that Cornerstone was not required to recruit only people who share its Christian belief, it ruled that the agency cannot mandate its carers to adhere to its beliefs on sexual conduct. On behalf of the agency, the Queen's Counsel, Aidan O'Neill, said the ruling was incoherent, adding that the court was trying to claim it is possible for evangelicals to uphold their beliefs contrary to their moral standards. In a letter addressed to the bishops, clergy, and believers of the Syro-Malabar Church, one of the 22 Oriental churches in communion with Rome, Pope Francis urged the implementation of the uniform mode of celebrating the Eucharist known as Holy Kurbana in East Syriac for fostering greater unity. The Holy Father recollected the agreement unanimously reached by the Synod of Bishops of the Archiepiscopal Church based in Kerala, India in 1999 for a uniform mode of celebrating the Kurbana. The Pontiff said in this letter dated July 3rd that the uniform manner of celebrating the Eucharist was an important step towards increasing stability and ecclesial communion within the whole Church. The Holy Father said the approved norms for the celebration of the Kurbana have borne considerable fruit, including evangelization and missionary eparchies. The Holy Father thanked his well-wishers for their prayers and concern over his health and recovery in his first tweet after his intestinal surgery last Sunday. Pope Francis is recovering at the Gemelli Polyclinic in Rome. On Wednesday, July 7, His Holiness tweeted that he was touched by the many caring messages he received and expressed gratitude for the prayers of the people. Several heads of state, including Taiwan President Tsai Ing-wen, the President of the Republic of Cyprus, Nikos Anastasides, and the President of the Republic of Poland, Andrzej Duda, also sent their well wishes to the convalescing pontiff. The Latin American Episcopal Council, or Shalom, and Cardinal John Atcherley Dew, Archbishop of Wellington and President of the New Zealand Bishops' Conference, are among the church leaders who sent their well wishes. 2 U.S. bishops have said that the teaching document on the Eucharist being drafted by the Episcopal Conference is meant to catechize Catholics and not to score political points. In an interview on Tuesday, July 6th, Bishops Mark Brennan of Wheeling Charleston and Jeffrey Monforton of Steubenville said, "The document is being drafted to revitalize the weakened faith of Catholics in the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist. Quote, without that faith, it is questionable whether a Catholic receives the spiritual benefit of the sacrament." End quote. Some bishops had raised concern over the document, saying that it could lead to, quote, weaponization of the Eucharist in the political realm. The whereabouts of the Colombian missionary nun who was abducted in Mali are still unknown even after 4 years. Sister Gloria Cecilia Narváez, who belongs to the congregation of the Franciscan Sisters of Mary Immaculate, was abducted on July 1st, 2017 from the community of Karangasso near Koutiala in southern Sikasso Region. The nun was working for the poor there when she was abducted by members of the group to support Islam and Muslims, the GSIM, in the Sahel, which is linked to Al-Qaeda. They shared a video on the internet showing Sister Gloria being held captive in a northern Mali desert. According to Sophie Petronin, a French humanitarian worker who was released alongside other Western hostages in the African nation, Sister Gloria is alive, but in poor health. And those are your latest headlines. Do join us tomorrow. In the meantime, you can visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.